this is kind of first news, but I might even look at doing a postgrad degree. Freshers is best in first year.
Definitely. I don't even think I could survive it now properly.
It's like, oh, you just spent 3 years doing an economics and finance degree. It's a big waste of money.
I think at the time, when I was watching, it was before you really hit it off, because a lot of your videos that I think really blew up and really worked well is the ones where you show about the nightlife and what it's like to be a fresher. Yeah. And it's like it's always hard to keep that going, because especially naturally you just
I get older.
Get older.
That's one thing I was finding. Like, everybody kind of likes the vlogs where I'm like in first year accommodation and I'm kind of, showing off the messy kitchen and all the students just getting drunk, going out, and it's like, as sad as it is, eventually that ends, and then the views ends, and then it's like, oh, now I've got to do more mature content, which I don't know, I enjoy doing, but it's not as perhaps wildly student life as people expect. And
I mean, just as an example of that, I mean, recently you've started trading shares, haven't you?
Oh yeah, mate, I'm maturing in the world. So
what's that like?
Yeah, so obviously I when I first decided to do economics, I kind of liked the idea of, being a trader, buying companies, selling them on. And it's such a lucrative market. Like, no one really knows what's going on. So I kind of thought, I've got money in the bank. The interest rates are horrendously low. Why don't I just have a play around with investing?
Yeah.
And I managed to scope out a few decent shares. I mean, there's like one or two I'm losing money on, but like EasyJet, I somehow managed to. I bought them, and I was like, oh yeah. Like, done a bit of research, and then Thomas Cook went bust. I just went plum, and I was like, I feel bad for Thomas Cook, but my shares have just gone up. So I was like, oh.
I've never traded shares in my life, but that does like, is it a risky venture to take on if you're not in your sort of background?
I think even though I'm studying economics, they don't teach you exactly what to look for. They teach you what, let's say, like when you look to buy a share, there's ratios, and economics kind of teaches you what the ratios are saying, but the ratios aren't always correct. And to be honest, I feel like if you put enough time in, anybody could learn. There's like you can look at what the board of the company are doing with their shares. Are they buying? Are they selling?
Right.
That's I feel like for me personally, if I was going to buy a company and all the board were selling, I'd be like, okay, I'm just not going to buy it. But if they're buying, like with EasyJet, the last 5 or 6 trades they done, the board of directors were buying shares. So I was like, oh, there must be something there.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I look out for, which you could equally do. But I don't know. They say, I think if you stick to the big brands, you'll be fine, like Tesla, Apple. But if you go to like penny stocks, you could go bankrupt. But then you could make millions.
You could do. Is that something you're planning to continue doing even after you've left uni? Because I've got some personal suggestions about things that you could go into.
Oh yeah.
In terms of your degree, I just want to take it from your perspective first before I come in with my ideas.
Nice. Yeah. So after my degree, it's an interesting one because I'm not sure if I really want to do anything economics related. Like, I would love to keep trading up on the side.
Yep.
But I think I'm going to look more into the sort of creative side of things. So acting, I'd like to pursue potentially. This is kind of first news, but I might even look at doing a postgrad degree in MA acting.
Oh, right, cool.
So I've been applying to a few universities like Surrey, Guildhall. Got auditions coming up, so fingers crossed. But you'd know a lot about that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I've actually seen you in some of the student films that you've worked on.
Yeah,
they showcased them a lot. That was when I came back, and I think I might have been hungover and didn't attend the screening, but I know you did, and it was one of the first 48-hour film challenges that you worked on.
That was that was. It didn't quite work out how we imagined it, but it was good fun. Like, was you in a group or no?
I was in a group, and then ended up having to drop out because it was just Freshers Week was a bit mental. It was like I ended up not doing it.
Did you go to Freshers?
I did, just for a few nights, not too much.
Good.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, mate. I feel like Freshers is best in first year.
Definitely. I don't even think I could survive it now properly.
It's crazy how you kind of develop from like being able to completely go night after night after night to like second year, like I can do a few, and then third year I'm just like 1, 2 if I'm lucky. Like, I don't know what it is.
And then it's a good few days recovery.
But yeah, so I guess back to my future. Have you seen the programs as well? It's not related to economics, but
no.
You can go out to China or Vietnam and speak English. I'm speaking and teach.
Of course
teach
you can.
English. Yeah. So like I've been looking at them. I was like, it's a great chance to travel and potentially, I don't know, great chance to travel and explore the world, get a bit of money. Yeah.
Do you think your trip to Australia then, seeing as though that's a good Do you think it's affected the way that you're looking at how you're going to work in the future?
I think definitely. I feel like going on that trip kind of made me realize how amazing traveling is. Because it's weird. Like I used to look at hikes and be like, oh, what the fuck? I don't want to go on a hike. Why would I want to walk up a mountain?
Yeah.
But then when you go to somewhere like New Zealand or Australia and you go up to do this hike and the scenery is stunning and it's just hear birds, look on for miles at mountains, at this like flowing ice cold river, and it's like something, I don't know if I'm getting older, but something changes where you're like, wow, like hikes are amazing, traveling's amazing. And I kind of, going to Australia made me realise that. And I feel like in the sense that it kind of broadened my horizons to kind of what's out there in the world, which means I kind of don't want to be locked into a job where, you know, I'm behind a desk as such.
I feel like that's a very generational thing. I might be wrong, but a lot of people I speak to, the idea of working in an office, I mean, it's not a bad job, but the idea of working in an office and sitting behind a desk 9 to 5, it doesn't seem to be what people want to do nowadays.
Definitely not. And it kind of poses an interesting question, because I feel like my mum and most of my family, they do jobs behind a desk or
my parents as well,
enclosed in like one sort of area in a cafe or something.
Yeah.
But when our generation, we want to stay in education longer, we want to go travelling, who fills them jobs? Machines, I guess.
It could be. That's for another podcast.
Yeah, that's another episode, man. Friday on the radio show.
Yeah. I mean, the ideas that I had, because I know you're interested in the film and TV side of things, and we get told all the time about how the different avenues that you can get into working on productions and things. And when you just said that you weren't interested in going into economics, there is a massive foot in, which is accounting within film and TV.
Yeah.
They have a massive, currently, just, you know, black hole of people.
I guess some of the budgets for these people, they have to spend so big, they need people like accountants to look after, I guess, don't they?
Yeah. We've been told, because we get people coming in to do talks all the time, and like a really great way to get in is to do through the accountancy, because they have different teams and units within the film. I mean, you've been on film sets. Imagine going to university, doing an accounting degree with the idea deliberately to go into film and TV. Yeah.
Like, you just would never put it together.
You wouldn't put it together.
I guess it makes sense. That's another thing. Like, for an actor, I feel like there is sort of, you don't have a clear path as such, but you have a route. You go try and get an agent. You go to auditions. You practice your craft, and eventually, if you're good enough, you'll get a job. Whereas for, let's say, if you're a producer or a director, and you're not kind of writing your own material, I don't know how you get into. I would have no clue how you'd make it into that. Yeah,
that's unless you have basically parents who are already there.
That's the one thing I think, like, especially that industry, is networking is key.
It's complete networking.
It's like I've been to many kind of networking events for like banks, and I meant Bank of America work experience, and it's like you stand around and you kind of forcefully chat to these employees that clearly don't want to be there on their lunch break, and you're trying to like get their email for what purpose. I have no clue, but then,
just because that's what's ingrained in you is like what you have to do.
Film is definitely more of a harder industry to get into than, let's say, probably economics and such, because economics you go to an assessment center and take a test. I know loads of my friends at the moment are applying for internships. They're going to EY assessment centers, and they're like working hard to get past the next stage of the interview, essentially. Yeah. And for me, I'm kind of like, I don't feel bad, but I'm just like not motivated at all to do that.
Are you prioritizing less of your degree and more of the things you're doing outside?
Oh, that's a good question. I probably am, to be honest. Like, I try and keep a very fine balance so that I'm not falling behind.
Yeah.
But thinking about it, I probably, although like going out takes the first sacrifice, I probably am prioritizing more the creative side of things. Although I have been on a break from YouTube. I don't know if you saw.
You haven't uploaded in about you uploaded 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, was it 2 weeks?
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
2 approaching 3 because I had my exam, which I think went all right. So I think for me, I just need to make sure that. Is that?
What? Oh yeah, I can tell you the story about that if you want.
Yes.
Not that specific condom.
I was like, what? This is a URY condom.
Yeah, I was waiting to bring it out. No. Oh, God, yeah. So, for the Freshers Week that's just gone, we decided, not me personally, and I won't name any names, we decided it would be a good idea to purchase something like 500 condoms. And funnily enough, we got a good deal on it. It was something like £382, probably not the correct number, but it was a sizable amount. Yeah, and we had to pass the money for this, and we thought it was going to be a great idea. They'd all go, and we were standing out during Freshers' Fair, trying to hand out these condoms to people, which. Also, we didn't know whether they had a use-by date on them or an official stamp to say that they're licensed and, like, you know, not some dodgy thing
random
that's gonna,
condoms. Yeah. Sure.
And the main idea was, because of the QR code, we figured, oh yeah, people will be like, you know,
nice,
using their phones and Snapchatting these to their friends and stuff. You can see it on the camera. But we were trying to hand these out, and people were just. But
to be honest, like, I rate the ambition here of, like. You basically done marketing on a condom.
Yeah.
That is a great idea. To be honest, like, that's one of the things, like, I remember when I first came to university, Freshers Week, we got a bag, and in the bag was like a Hawaiian neck brace and then 3 condoms.
Yeah. I actually watched that video.
Oh, you seen that? The good old Freshers Week videos.
Yeah.
Right, but anyway, what was he talking about before I saw the condom on the desk?
I was going to ask you about what you're actually doing in terms of, you know, pushing forward this creative career. Where do you see yourself going? Where do you want to be?
Where do I want to be? It's an interesting question. So I think, obviously, like many, where I want to be is, you know, earning a living from acting and flying around to different places. Not necessarily, obviously, in a dream world, I'd be in Hollywood, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But like, just being out there, being a well-respected actor who is recognised for having a certain level of talent, and that I can go on projects maybe in different countries, ideally, and, you know, give a good performance, make a good film, and then sort of make a living from that. And that is my kind of ideal situation, I think. And people often say, you just spent 3 years doing an economics and finance degree, it's a big waste of money. And I don't think necessarily, like, it's a waste of money in that sense, because without coming to university, I would have never found what I wanted to do. I would never have gone abroad. And, like, you can probably vouch for this as well. There's something about the university experience that is deeper than what you learn.
Oh, 100%.
So, like, so many doors open up, so many networking events, connections, and, like, for me, I don't think I've wasted money, even though I don't want to go into economics as such. So there's my dream outcome, to be honest. I guess if everything fails, I'd have to go back to my roots.
I seriously doubt everything's going to fail.
Oh, cheers. But if it does,
what's your roots as in economics?
And but then again, that's another thing. Do you reckon it'd be too late for me if I took 2 years out after I graduated, 2 years out to get an internship or to get, like, something?
Yeah, it would be a lot of time you'd have to spend trying to get back into that.
Because they like you when you're fresh out of university, don't they? They like fresh people who are time on the clock.
I think it's a lot of anxiety for people as well. Like, you get you know, pushed into that idea as stuff has to be happening. Like, you know, you go from A levels, you get to uni, you do some stuff at uni, you get a job, and if you fall out of that, like, you know, that it's like boom, what the hell do you do now?
Yeah. Did you come straight to uni?
Oh, yeah. I did the straight, you know, the normal route, just from A levels.
Do you regret that?
It's weird, because I've got a lot of friends who decided instead of uni, they're just going to get a job and just start earning money. And I don't regret it, because I feel like I've got way more out of coming here and doing more than just the degree than it would have ever benefited me from just making some money as soon as I finished A levels.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're going to spend the rest of your life hopefully making money. You know,
exactly. I've got
pushing it a little bit longer.
Oh, definitely. As I say, like, similar to you, I've got, like, a few friends who at first they didn't go to university, but now my Facebook feed, even though I'm 21, is full up of people who are like, I got all 5 offers for university, because they've kind of realised, like, I want to go to university, I want to have that experience, and I think rightly so. And I've got a few other friends who, probably about 3 of them who aren't at uni. One of them's working in Waitrose, and I don't know, he's entered in some FIFA 20. He's made it through to, like, he's really good at FIFA 20. So he's made it through to the Crystal Palace Premier League final. So fair enough to him. He's doing that. That's pretty cool. And my other one works on a cruise ship, which is pretty dope. My other friend, he went to university in the end. But he spent 2 years at college after A levels to go to university. So it's like, I think,
I don't think there's any right route. I just think it's what you make of what you choose to do.
Yeah, very true.
Because I probably could have, you know, for all intents and purposes, figured something out if I hadn't gone to uni. But you know, just the amount of stuff that I would have missed if I hadn't come here.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If you want to take a year out, you kind of have to make sure you have plans.
Yeah.
If you don't have plans, then you just kind of, I don't know, you waste a year.
Yeah.
Because you more than likely, if you have no plans in the first year, or you think, oh crap, I haven't got a job, haven't got any money, haven't got anything to do. Oh crap, just go uni. And that's, I think that's what happens to a lot of people actually. They take a gap year with the idea that their life's going to fall into place. They go traveling, they come back, it's like, oh no, now I'm bored. All my friends at university, why don't I just go? Yeah.
I mean, in that vein, I'm not. You might agree with me, and I'm not sure if you will, because you'd probably be too humble.
Yeah, no.
But I think with your YouTube channel, you've had quite a lot of impact in people's decisions to go to uni, and you have for me personally, because you were probably the reason that I decided to come to this uni in general. And then you put a lot of the anxieties that I had in terms of coming to uni and the experience of it, you put a lot of it to rest, because seeing your, you know, experience of what happened and how it works, and you know, it put a lot of that anxiety to rest. And does it dawn on you ever when you think about maybe how you've impacted people's lives?
I think it does slightly. Like, I appreciate that, and I'm glad it kind of did help you. And I feel like for me personally, the reason why I had success with my YouTube channel was the fact that I was relatable. Like, I wasn't necessarily like an all A-star student. I was kind of like, you know, your average Joe type of student. And then when I came to university, I knew that it was a big thing. Like, every student thinks about it. And I wanted to kind of showcase, like you say, like the reality of it, as opposed to like a glorified version of, you know, this glorified version of how easy or how amazing it was or whatever. I just wanted to kind of show this is truly what it's like, to give people, I guess, the insight into what it would be like if they came. I never thought it'd have an impact to the extent where people who were unsure, or people who originally never thought they wanted to go to university, would come to university. But I always hope for that, so it's good to hear.
I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but it did impact my decision.
Was it just that comfort in knowing that it would kind of be a nice chill, going out, sports opportunities, and
the people there weren't, you know, completely out of the realm of what I thought I would appreciate, because it was a massive change, and I never thought I would ever get to uni, and it was literally just I managed to get the grades that I needed.
As is the way.
Leading up to the exam results day, I was pretty much like counting like I'm not going to be going to where I want.
Fingers crossed.
And like when I saw it and I was finally got it, it was like a massive sense of relief. But yeah, it was a massive impact in, you know.
That's good. I think with York as well, one nice thing for the videos is that York is a very picturesque campus, so it's really nice to like show off kind of, you know, a nice kind of campus environment. It's easier than, let's say, if I was in, I don't know, Leeds, where I might have been staying in the city centre. It's harder to show in my vlogs the sort of niceness of the campus and the vibes, whereas York's it's easy to pick up on the vibes.
I'm guessing you really enjoyed Black Mirror.
Yeah, I watched the first series. I haven't seen the second one actually, but like, the concept, the one which hit home hard was the gaming one. You know, in like the first series where they enter virtual reality, and then this guy has a relationship with another guy in the game. Even though he's got a wife. Yeah. I was like, damn. Like,
that hit hard.
that shit could be true, man. Like, legit. So Black Mirror is fascinating to me because the concepts of how close they are to reality, I feel.
It's all Charlie Brooker's just mind gone mad, basically. He's basically afraid of just the world.
I know.
But it comes through in his writing, and it's like, it's very effective.
He is good. Oh, just a side note, I don't know what made me think of it, but a zombie apocalypse on campus, I'd like that to happen for a film. That would be
pretty cool.
I can just imagine this like radio station we're in now being like the safe house.
Let's be the safe house.
Yeah. I could just imagine it.
I'd get involved in that project.
Yeah, because they have that thing. What's that thing when they run around campus and shoot each other with Nerf guns? That's what society's that.
I know what you mean. I've seen them.
Mate, I've been walking to bloody Central Hall. I'm like in the middle of a battle getting shot by Nerf guns, and then I've got some army officers running by, zombies running by. Blimey. But
that could be a cool little like short indie film.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.